Okay, so could you just briefly explain how it feels to you to live with Asperger's or what it means to you?
Of course. To me, living with Asperger's is a is not a curse. It's actually kind of a blessing because it helps me understand how I function as a person and why I am the way that I am.
How do you think it has affected you academically in your career throughout the years, but now more specifically as a college student ready to graduate?
Well, it has affected me academically positively because it, helps me It helps me, educate myself more on what I like to do and study, and it also has helped me realize that there are certain areas of study I need help on, and to seek the help that I need. And then it's affected me as a college student ready to graduate in a mostly positive way, as it's helped me understand that I will always have challenges in my life, but I need to, I need to meet those challenges.
Do you have any plans right now after graduation that you're excited about?
Well, with regard to plans after graduation, I don't have any full plans in the works right now, but this next month I'm going to apply for the Disney College program in Orlando, Florida. Um, and if I get accepted into that, I will go down to Orlando, Florida next year's fall and do it for a semester. And I think, in a way, my Asperger's really won't get in the way of too many things. Not really, unless it's regard to towards things such as finances or too much physical labor. But I think, in a sense, it will help me. Depending on whatever job I get, it will help me. My Asperger's will help me grow as a person and what I want to do.
Do you ever feel that anybody has treated you poorly just because of Asperger's?
Um, yeah, that's a very interesting question, Shelby. In a sense, I don't really think anyone has treated me poorly because of my having Asperger's. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been teased in the past, but it was never because of my Asperger's, because I was not diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome until I was 14 years old. Um, yeah, there have been some people who have talked down to me, but it was never really because of my Asperger's. It was because of very small stuff.
Is there anything that you wish people knew or understood better so they could better understand you?
In a sense, yes, there are some things I wish people could understand about me and about Asperger's syndrome. The biggest thing is that people need to realize Asperger's syndrome is not a disease. It's a way of being. And the other thing I, really hope people can understand is that because of my Asperger's, I'm a late bloomer, meaning that I have acquired life skills at a slower pace than others, and that it's like sometimes a little push can help. Other times, for me, it sometimes feels like it doesn't help because it may not be the right time.
Was there ever a time where you ever struggled because of it?
Actually, yes, Shelby. There were times I did. Mainly, it was in elementary school. This was long before I knew I even had Asperger's syndrome. For a long time, I had difficulty making friends because I was really shy. And then, to be honest, I felt at the beginning of my junior year of high school, I felt I was struggling even more. I felt kind of like lost, I think, and kind of more in terms of like I was feeling like a little down on myself because I felt I was continuously making mistakes that affected myself. And I mean, like little things like, some grades and stuff, nothing huge. So yeah, there have been times I've struggled, and even more so in acquiring certain life skills because of my Asperger's. Especially when I learned how to swim, I struggled there, and even more so when I actually was trying to learn to ride a bicycle. And to this day, I cannot ride a bicycle. It's just, I really don't have the balance for it, and it's a weird thing, but a lot of people who have Asperger's syndrome have said that they cannot ride a bike. So there have been some times I've struggled because of it.
Thanks for sharing that. Thomas, I would have never even guessed that. That just shows how strong of a person you are, though. Okay, last question. What advice would you give to teachers or professors or future employers who have students or employees in their life with Asperger's or anything similar?
Advice I would give to teachers, professors, or employers, or anyone else who has, a person or persons with Asperger's syndrome or any other kind of disease is, help them in the best way that you can, and don't look down on them, don't demean them, because they have a lot more to offer than people think. It's like, I know that, people want to have, certain kinds of like students or whatnot, but, don't, just, turn a person away because they're different.
Is there anything else that you would want me to know or anybody else to know?
Actually, yes, there is something I'd kind of like you to know. If you want to write this down, you can. When I was a child, my parents had me evaluated for good reason by a lot of so-called people who thought they were professionals, and they all basically had the same idea about me. They thought I had an IQ of 69. I was unteachable, and would never really graduate high school unless it was in all special ed classes, and that I would not, live on my own. So, through hard work and through the help of my parents and friends like you, I've been able to overcome those. And of course, I've also realized that, with Asperger's, I am who I am, and I have the interests that I do, and I kind of realized, I need to stay true to what I like, and really not worry about what people said. Because I've struggled with that over the years, especially at middle school. I found my love of Disney history at the time, or just Disney in general, extremely hard to share, because to everyone at that time, Disney was something childish, and that I needed to grow up in this way or grow up in that way. But, I've matured in my own time and way, and I'm truly okay with that. It's, for me, it's great.
Just thank you so much just for being so empowering and inspiring to so many people, and I hope that you know that.